All right, listen to this next question.
We're the land of the...
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. D.A. Jacob.
Kevin, thank you very much.
You're right, Dave. That is scary. Thanks for that one. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris. And it's Schroeder in at the point. Lillard way outside. Here's Kanter. Second shot opportunity for three. Again, the miss by Lillard. Here are the Lakers, outplayed in the previous game on their schedule. What a jam!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Now, here's Lillard. Really played well against Sacramento in his last outing. James, no good. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
Another reminder that Damian Lillard can be explosive, and we love it.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind. And Damian Lillard just working them over right now. One of the smaller guards in the league, but darts around so well to make plays.
Schroeder against Lillard. Lillard with the rebound. For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Kanter finds Jones. Here's Lillard. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
James in the post. Working on Jones. The shot's good from LeBron.
3 of 4 to start. Young fella came to play.
Now Lillard. He's got 6. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
James, the pass to Gasol. Back to LeBron. Gasol trying to free himself up. And James gets it to go on the assist by Gasol.
He's firing on all cylinders. Has to be happy with his 4 of 5 shooting from the field so far.
Lillard looking around. The shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. The shot's good from Kanter.
One of the game's very best offensive rebounders, Kanter also has the wherewithal to quickly convert for the score.
Here's LeBron, and he elevates, and then the slam. Kanter did not like that. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead change. It's 6 already.
Here's Lillard. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back 3, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on. Now here's LeBron. 11 points in the game. 1:16 left in the first quarter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, 6 of 8 from the field, 75%. Just scoring the ball at will.
Lillard left side, and then Lillard slams it in.
And we could be having one of those nights where he becomes the one-man show for his ball club. You just don't need to tell him to keep scoring. He'll do it.
Now here's LeBron. 13 points in the game, and the shot goes down. LeBron's got 15.
And you couldn't ask for anything more in terms of efficiency here. 7 of 9 to start.
Here's Lillard. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
In the corner, it's James. 29 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Excellent D from Cantor. Lillard, right side, and Lillard throws it down.
You want evidence of Lillard finishing at the rim? I give you Exhibit A.
Lakers trail by 5. Here's Caruso. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. To the middle. Here's James. And he banks in the layup.
Just again, LeBron James, his size, his speed, just impossible to stop. So hack away.
Lillard way outside. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trail Blazers. They kept going to him again. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy usually...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Portland, we've got Hood. Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Simons in at the shooting guard position.
Interesting to watch LeBron James at the line through the years. Has tried many different free throw strokes. Not a bad free throw shooter by any means, but always tinkering.
LeBron outside. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Lays it up off the glass. LeBron's got 23 points. Lillard outside. From the arc. The rebound by the Lakers. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. It got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
And let's check out stats for James. He's been dominant over the last month. 12th in assists, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And he really is the consummate playmaker. Always keeping his head on a swivel. Searching for the open man. Completely unselfish basketball player. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Trent passes to Lillard. It's good. And that's now 29 points for Damian Lillard.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Inside. Anthony against Morris. It's tipped. 6 to shoot. Here's Kuzma. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Lillard, whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
For Portland, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Think about just how much focus Lillard has every year about his drive to be one of the best guards in the league. Whether it's recognized or not by an all-star appearance really doesn't have an impact on how he approaches the game.
The rebound by Caldwell Pope. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. 7-point differential. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Whenever Schroeder sees a hole in the defense, he is ferocious in how he exploits it.
Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
Schroeder last year accepting his role of coming off the bench and being a scorer. So whatever it is the coaching staff is asking of him, he's willing to do it.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter comes in for Anthony. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Outside Covington. Pass to Simons. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. Here's Harrell over Jones. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
There's the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Swiped it away. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the... Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 34 points and 2 rebounds. And that's a wrap for our...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game, so he gets them both. Trailblazers leading by 5. Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
Well, he can shoot the 3, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
Schroeder against Lillard. Outside for Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Gasol's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He does so much out there to stretch out the defense when he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
And that one, good.
Man, both on balance and on point. Damian working through that mid-range area now.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far.
Well, an aggressive move right there to the basket. That's where he does some of his best work and chops into the lead.
Lillard against Schroeder. And the basket by Lillard.
I mean, he is at his best when it matters most. This game is theirs as long as he can keep this up.
LeBron outside. Over Jones. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
Here is Lillard. He has 40. Tries from 16. Covington controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
And the Lakers making a change here. Kuzma's checked in, and Portland making a change here. James looking it over. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Lillard. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. Lakers trail by 6. When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role. Tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets, and he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball.
So many years, and the body's still holding up for LeBron James. Wow.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 3 minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. Can't answer back with the dunk of his own.
Tried to show off just a little bit there, but ultimately didn't work out. You know, he's going to get a few stares from his coaching staff and probably his teammates in the next huddle.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
Just straight quickness. Lillard showing off the effortless blow-by.
3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And he gets it back to the right side. LeBron James on the wing. He's covered by Cantor. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons is checked in. Passes it to Hood. No good. And the Lakers take it the other way. Here's LeBron. And the dunk by LeBron.
All right, the coaches are going to ask you to stay in front of LeBron James, but seriously, you want to get in front of that?
Simons surveying the D. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
LeBron outside. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 7th rebound here tonight. There's 31 seconds left in the 3rd. Here's Jones. Can't hit from in close. Lakers trail by 6. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
Yeah, hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
And And that'll be 2 free. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it.
And so it's Portland bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is.
We're getting stops after that start. We've been...
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. On the floor for Portland, Anthony out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Rodney Hood. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. Misses from short range.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for that.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. So for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Anthony. Derek Jones comes in for Rodney Hood, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Here's Horton Tucker. James outside. And the call on the shot that sends him. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And there's the foul. They were going Alex Caruso. That's his first foul. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Alex Caruso.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Here's Lillard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
Just more and more complete appreciation for how complete the offensive game of Damian Lillard is.
No free throws good from Lillard.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Morris finds Schroeder. Covington with the steal. Lillard with it. The shot off that time, and the Lakers take it the other way. Morris right side. That shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And there's the pass to Kanter. It's stolen by Schroeder. And they're running by himself. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Wow, how about that? Remarkable verts there from Schroeder as he skies high for an impressive dunk.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Now here's Lillard. Pass to Kanter. Back to Lillard. Covington against Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Lillard, and it goes down 2 points. Lillard's got 48.
I don't think he even feels that kind of contact. His focus is just too good inside. Nothing a defense can do.
Schroeder, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
There's no doubt that Schroeder is not the first option, but he's still an option. Great confidence there and a big shot.
1:53 left in the fourth. Here's Lillard. He got it again. Sensational.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Here's Schroeder. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Trying to get more confident shooting from the interior. Schroeder wants to keep adding some elements to the offensive end of his game.
Schroeder against Lillard. And good. There's another.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Here's Caldwell Pope. No good that time. Good work defensively by Jones. Portland leading by 7. Lillard outside. 1:07 left to play here in the fourth. And the layup is good. Lillard's got 54 points.
Big time drive from Lillard, and the contact. He has the mindset just to slough it off.
Here's Schroeder. Out to Morris. To the paint. Stolen by Cantor. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. From deep three-point range with the putback. And Covington stays with it. Covington's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Schroeder dishes to Harrell. Back to Schroeder. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Now Lillard from deep. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A solid win. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...
Defending champions. Congratulations. So the upcoming draft, what does your organization look?
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room, hoping to put on a show for their fans here tonight.
Hey, Kevin, the Clippers, for now at least, are...
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. And here we can check out the story for Paul George.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Derek Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the 2. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the 4-man position. Now for the teams that are clearly rebuilding, should they simply play the young guns, Greg, no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
Kev, I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think it's really about the personnel and the personalities of the guys on that roster, and really the front office should play a big role in that as well. But it's a hard call. You got to believe enough in those young guys to say, hey, that's our future, we're going in that direction. But you still got to also take care of your veteran guys who are kind of setting the table for your future.
And George, here we go, and it's blocked. Pass to Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Well, you can see Covington's speed and transition opportunities. That was a nice job getting out in front.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Leonard kicks to George. And George with the stuff.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Down low, Cantor. The rebound by Ibaka.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Beverly, the pass to Batum. Here's Ibaka. Outside for Batum. Clippers moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Leonard on the wing. Here's George. He can't get that one to fall. And the Trailblazers going the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger. And we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
And George, here we go.
You got to love the penetration by Paul George. He's really quick on his feet, and the defense cannot handle him right now.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game right now. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And Cantor able to finish.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Up top, Zubac. Back to Leonard. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Anthony drives in. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
The speed of Carmelo Anthony can catch you off guard. You know, you don't expect it from a player his size.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for George.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
It's Jackson with the drive, and it's good for 2.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Lillard against Williams. Count the basket. Lillard's got 7.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Williams finds Kennard. Back to Williams. Morris outside. Good D by Jones. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Lillard, and he lays it straight in. 9 points in the game so far.
What strength from Lillard, just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
Covington with the steal. And so it's Portland ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is still...
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
one of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubats in at the 5 spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Ibaka dishes to Beverly. Back to Ibaka. 18 that time from Hood. Trailblazers leading by 7. Here's Lillard. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Jackson passes to Ibaka. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And how about Ibaka getting off the floor for that dunk? What a great finish.
Lillard looking around. Hood kicks to Covington. Lillard against Beverly. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 14 points for the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Beverly dishes to Jackson. Back to Beverly. Lobs it up for Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
And Ibaka can really get up on these lob attempts. Great at finishing strong when he's near the rim.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Wow, hammering it in.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Serge Ibaka. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
You know, that's one thing Melo has always been able to do. Use his strength to overpower you and get the advantage.
George passes to Leonard. Here's Williams. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Williams has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
One of the best defensive players in the entire league. Kawhi Leonard, so hard to get a clean look against him.
Outside for George. Gets a very good look and converts. And now just a 5-point Portland lead.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Here's Simons. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. Number 1, the Trailblazers.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Williams kicks to Ibaka. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Ibaka's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Pass to Hood. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
I think we know this about Rodney Hood. He will play hard on both ends of the floor, and he's a lethal shooter from range.
For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Clippers trail by 5. George looking over the floor. Puts it up from 12. Offensive rebound. Zubac kicks to Morris. And George, here we go. And they pick up 2. George has got 11.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
Passes to Anthony. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. Portland did not hesitate to set the pace. You could see the daggers in there.
That's all for now.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. We've got Damian Lillard, Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Trent in at the 2.
Come on.
Lillard misses.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
George with no one around. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
How about the range? I mean, that's big-time, limitless range. I'll tell you, you better check him when he steps over the line.
And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. 3-pointer, Lillard. The putback, and Kanter able to finish. Kanter's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Ibaka outside. George finds Ibaka. Back to George. Rebounded by Covington.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
A nice shot by George. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Kennard, he's checked in for Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George. Kennard, the pass to Ibaka. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
Here's Lillard. 16 points for him. Jones finds Lillard. Cantor trying to free himself up. Goes back up. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Jackson in the corner. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Lillard with it. Leonard picks him up. Cantor. Count that bucket. Cantor's got 8 points.
I love how hard Enes Kanter plays on the offensive end. Go ahead and finish through that contact.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league. Well, that's his second 3 of the game. 1 in the first half, 1 here.
Beverly looking around. Passes it to Leonard. He can't hit that time. Excellent D from Cantor. Here's Lillard for the lead. Kennard with the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. Outside Leonard. The pass to Kennard. 3 on the clock. Now here's Covington. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. And Los Angeles with some changes. Kabengele's checked in. And it's Batum in for Luke Kennard. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Rodney Hood comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Picked away. Simons surveying the D. And it's blocked. Right side Leonard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got his second bucket tonight.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
3/4 of play in his post game here. Clippers lead by 1. And when we And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Williams. Then it's Paul George. And it's Morris in at the 3 slot. Portland leading. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Hood. And it's sent back by George.
Paul George, tremendous vertical. How fast does he get off his feet?
A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Jones comes in for Rodney Hood. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. The Clipper shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. It's George on the wing to the inside. A shot by Batum, no good. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Covington passes to Cantor. Back to Covington. Stolen by Zubac. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And it's George finishing it off.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Lillard against Williams. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Here's Cantor. Pass to Trent. Here is Lillard. Tries again. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
George finds Ibaka. Back to George. And the basket is good.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Boy, much needed timeout. This guy's scoring at will, and they've had no answer.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team and told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
Outside, George, out to Ibaka. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. That's good for George on the assist from Batum. George has got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. Lillard from deep three-point land, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Well, we know this. When Enes Kanter is engaged, this guy is an effective offensive force. The defense has got to be on point.
And Kanter drops them both.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Outside, George. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to George. Over Jones. Almost, but it rolls out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Lillard, and he converts the layup. Lillard's got 25 points.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Pass to George. This one for 3. Offensive rebound.
How about the experience that Ibaka brings? He's able to be comfortable in any situation.
Trailblazers trail by 4. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Trent. And here's Kanter. Defended by Ibaka. Lillard against Beverley. Kanter. Outside, Covington. Here's Lillard. Kanter. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds. But they still come up empty. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Batum dishes to George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player. Well, just knocking them down from the charity stripe, extending the lead. Simple basketball.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. On the wing, George. 5 to shoot. 17-foot shot on the way. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Now they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
He's able to make it a 2-possession game with some solid work at the line right there.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Trying to stay alive, they've got to work quickly.
This is the very definition of desperation mode right now. They need a quick shot and a quick foul.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. And a big mental mistake as they get called for the timeout when they had none remaining. And they're going to pay for it with maybe the rarest of technical fouls.
And guys, you know that during the last timeout, the guys are all reminding each other, hey, we don't have any left. What a huge error.
Certainly, Greg, not one we see very often, but it does happen. His mind was diverted on other things, I guess. Not the timeout situation for sure.
What you have to love about Patrick Beverly is the long road to the NBA and his commitment to getting there. Think about this, guys. 3 different European leagues before he signs with the Rockets. I don't know how you can't appreciate that kind of work ethic.
The offensive rebound. It's good.
Boy, Enes Kanter's willingness to be the guy to take over in a critical stretch, so impressive.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it. But all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
best team by far, obviously, all season. You know, not even a personal highlight for me. I think it was a highlight for the whole league that we beat them. You know, everybody kind of didn't want them to win all the money and stuff like that. So when somebody finally did beat them and it was us, oh man, it was great.
The sprawling metropolis of Dallas, Texas is our setting tonight as how it's ended.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And Portland with the ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, in that one, they just locked it down defensively, challenged shots, and really protected the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit. Getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
Doncic against Lillard. Greg, we're still involved in the conference system. Does it hold relevance as we're looking here at the standings mid-season?
You know, for travel distance, yes, and there's also some tradition at stake. I mean, look, that said, in a perfect world, you'd like to see the best 16 teams make the playoffs each year, but we've had, you know, imbalance in conferences forever, so that's not going to change, but sometimes change is just necessary.
How about quickly for the playoffs? Would you like to reseed and take the top 16s, 1 through 16?
I would. I think that'd be a great idea. The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
In the corner, it's Kleba. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And, you know, we talk a lot about confidence right there. Porzingis showed plenty of it.
Now coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Doncic outside. Porzingis inside. He's against Kanter. Porzingis can't hit. Trent passes to Covington, and they take the lead.
Oh, Covington really is fantastic at getting his arms high in the air when he's attempting a shot inside. Really gives the defense no chance to catch up to it or get to it.
Kept alive. Doncic. Second chance shot, and he lays it up and in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And the shot is good. Lillard's got 6 points.
Boy, he's really feeling it right now, shooting a high percentage to start this game.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Doncic showing you his smarts there because he really sized up the situation and took advantage of what the defense gave him.
Lillard with it, and it's Richardson picking him up. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Porzingis against Kanter, and Jones sends it back. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Here's Johnson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Simons the pass to Cantor. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Passes it to Simons. Out to Hood. Here's Jones. Rebounded by Hardaway. Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
And the hustle they showed on that end was infectious, contagious. I mean, their squad really got after it.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. The first free throw is good. A different look for Dallas. Coley Stein comes in for Johnson. And Trey Burke subbed in for Richardson. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Now here's Brunson. Tight defense on him. Powell. Back to Brunson. Dallas again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And, you know, Cantor can dominate on the court, but his real passion may be pro wrestling. He even held a pro title belt for a little while. He's a big, strong fella. I know I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him.
Brunson the pass to Powell. And, yes, it's good.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers lead by 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. They've got Derek Jones. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. Covington with the steal. And an intentional foul right there. Three-pointer, Lillard. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Picked him clean. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Lillard the pass to Cantor. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Inside, Richardson. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Lillard scanning the floor. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Blazers.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots. A key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
Here's Lillard. Good work defensively by Richardson.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
To the paint. Here's Porzingis. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And we've seen more attention given to how fans, Greg, interact with players during the games, whether it's verbal or even physical. Is that something the league's got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that everyone is protected and respected. You know, this is entertainment, right? This is not do or die from a life standpoint, and we don't want to have things escalate.
There's got to be some kind of barrier there. I agree. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. That's going to send Damian Lillard to the free throw line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein. Trey Burke's checked in for Jalen Brunson. Free throw good. Damian Lillard.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Cauley-Stein so explosive around the rim. Hard to defend without fouling.
Cauley-Stein hits them both.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Yeah, they're cracking. Absolutely cracking and looking to pad that lead.
Cauley-Stein trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Burke.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Lillard outside. Takes it out to Covington. Down low. It's rebounded by Dallas.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Kleba's checked in. And Damian Lillard pulls it down. Trailblazers leading by 9. To the middle. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Now here's Burke. Covered by Lillard. And stolen by Hood. Here's Simons. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Cauley-Stein. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer, Lillard. Mavericks with the rebound. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
When you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Jones. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 22 points and 1. Thanks for joining.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. They've got Richardson. Porzingis is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. Pass to Trent. Cantor kicks to Lillard.
Well, he's a nice two-way player, is Richardson. I mean, good balance to his game. Strong defense like this. In addition...
Oh!
Yes, sir.
That was incredible.
Oh, man. You just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Back to Covington. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Now, here's Lillard, guarded closer, and a missed layup. Mavericks trail by 7. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and, Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney-Smith is a guy you can win with.
Lillard fires away from way outside, drains the three-pointer. Lillard's got 25 points in the game. Doncic outside. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And Doncic throws it down.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
It's Covington on the wing. No good on the triple.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
Doncic against Lillard. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far. Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Jalen Brunson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard.
Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Doncic right side. It's stolen by Jones. Here's the break. Here's Anthony. Basket good. Anthony's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo. Overpowering the D and still finishes.
Mavericks trail by 6. And here's Brunson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
We've got 1:08 left in the third. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Luka Doncic. And it's Burke in for Josh Richardson. To the inside. Releases. That one, no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
Here's Burke. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's Simons. An easy 2 points on the layup. Simons has got his third basket of the night right there.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. He kicks to Burke. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
Three-pointer, Lillard. That one's not going to go. And so after 3 quarters of play and some great offensive output, this one is tied. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, Lillard and Hood work together in the backcourt. Anthony is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the 5 down low. Anthony with the bucket.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Porzingis. Doncic has got the game tied up here for the Mavs. Lillard against Doncic. And the shot goes in. Lillard's got 27 points.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Here's Doncic. Banked in off the glass.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Doncic against Lillard. Put on the wing. Back to Anthony. Here's Lillard. Covington wide open. He fires. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
The three-point stroke of Robert Covington is really a thing of beauty. You can't let him get loose from the outside. He's dangerous.
And the basket is good.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Here's Lillard. And foul on the... Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and Involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Kicks it out to Lillard. A rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Burke dishes to Cauley Stein. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
Cantor finds Lillard. Shot clock at 5. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Portland.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
And Marjanovic with the slam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Back to Brunson. A minute 50 left in the 4th quarter. Can't connect from short range. And that's an intentional foul. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Lillard against Brunson. Fires from 18. Back to Lillard. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis is coming in for Marjanovic. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson.
Doncic not afraid of the moment, actually embraces the spotlight. This guy steps up big when needed most.
Lillard the pass to Cantor. Here's Trent. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard misses. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Cantor against Doncic. Money!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Lillard the pass to Cantor. Back to Lillard, and Jones has it in the corner. Lillard left side. It's in!
Boy, and just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
Here's Dallas. Doncic with it. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Marjanovic checked in for Dallas. Josh Richardson comes in for Burke.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
Lillard outside. Down low. It's good!
And that was so clutch. I mean, they're in front by the slimmest of margins, in need of a stop right here.
Here's Doncic. Oh, missed it. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late.
Who are aspiring to get to the league?
Biggest thing is, you know, obviously stick skill and all that stuff matters, but I feel like if you can put out content, you can make yourself valuable off the court. That's what matters, you know, just as much as your stick skill.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned as a pro?
You're playing for something bigger than you, obviously. You know, even if it's not, you know, for me, it would be the Wizards. You know.
And the Lakers all decked out as they made their way off the bus. And with
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. And now the Lakers starting group. Here we go. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marquise Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. And for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Derek Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. James in the post, working on Jones. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And now that we have some time away from it, Steve, how strange and wild were the NBA playoffs in the bubble?
You know, Kevin, having players see each other in hallways while going to battle later that night was definitely different. Spending that much time together. We'll eventually look back and view it as one of the most interesting times in the NBA history.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Kanter gives your team found points off misses.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. And then Lillard slams it in.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Schroeder outside. Gasol. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Lillard surveying the D. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lillard's got his second basket of the night.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Here's LeBron. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Inside, here's Morris. And that's off the glass and in.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Kanter. In the game against Sacramento, very impressive. Jones, the pass to Kanter. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now here's Schroeder. D right on him. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Steve, one thing I always think of when I watch LeBron, how much fun it must be to be a teammate of his.
You know, Kevin, I wish I could have played with a guy like LeBron James. You get so many open looks and easy finishes with him on the court. One of the easiest superstars to play with, bar none. I'll tell you, LeBron with the ball inside feels like a foregone conclusion.
Lillard attacking. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul.
Add that one to LeBron's highlight reel. How about the creativity in midair?
Lillard outside. And they get it. And it's in there. Lillard's got 6 points.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Schroeder finds Gasol. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Lakers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And you know, Dennis Schroeder, from the moment he came into the league, showed tremendous confidence. He's never been the type to back down.
Anthony can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 7. Caruso, the pass to Schroeder. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. He's got 7.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Simons. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Schroeder shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Enes Kanter.
Catching the defender off balance. Schroeder with quick recognition out there.
And he makes the first. Good on both. .16 seconds left to play in the first. Hood kicks to Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Unselfish play by Hood. Could take it himself, but finds the open man.
Schroeder outside. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And stolen by Harrell. A big-time effort for Dennis Schroeder, providing a lot of energy for Los Angeles. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched a puck.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
They've got Enes Kanter, Robert Covington out there with Anthony. Then it's Rodney Hood, and it's Simons in at the 1. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Simons, the pass to Covington. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And the rejection by Harrell. Another shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Pass to Caruso. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. LeBron's checked in for the Lakers. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. And Kuzma slams it in.
This is what you like to see. Kuzma not selling for something along the perimeter. In fact, just the opposite.
Lillard with no one around. Hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got 9.
This is the shot you want to get him. An open look from range.
James in the post. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
The raw power of James excels at taking on physical defense and finishing.
You know, Steve, one thing you admire about LeBron, how he shapes a possession for his team. He'll create situations where he gets a mismatch or helps his teammate find one.
You know, Kevin, LeBron will use his high screens to just kind of shuffle defenders, make them think. Once he sees an opportunity, he'll pounce all over it. You can see him do this the most at the end of close games.
Covington finds Jones. Great D that time from Harrell.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Marc Gasol is checked in for the Lakers. Morris comes in for Alex Caruso. Here's LeBron. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Coming off the pick, LeBron, great composure, knows what he wants, and that's to score.
Lillard from outside. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Jones against LeBron. Out to Morris. To the paint. Horton Tucker, that's good. Horton Tucker's got his first basket of the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Lillard attacking. Oh,
no, he didn't.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
LeBron outside. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Here's Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, Dame loves to test the defense like that, runs up against it, and then outworks them.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Kyle Kuzma.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
James in the post, covered by Lillard. James with the bucket.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
Simons the pass to Cantor. Here's Lillard. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. James in the post. And the dunk by James.
What's so impressive, the defense is trying to make adjustments, but LeBron's making even quicker reads.
Lillard from outside. That one doesn't drop. And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers lead by.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson along with LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 16 points. Well, with all he's accomplished. And that'll do it for us.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Here's James. Again, Los Angeles.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Lillard, who's got 19. To the inside, here's Cantor. Not going to go that time. And the Lakers going the other way now.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
LeBron passes to Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
And that's a nice pass. The patience of LeBron to let the play develop.
Lillard outside. He dishes it to Cantor. Here is Lillard. He's as potent an offensive player as you're going to find in this league. He averages almost 30 points a game.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Anthony's checked in for Cantor. Rodney Hood comes in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Here's James. Makes it off the glass. James has got 24 points.
And coming out of halftime, coach said they wanted to start fast. How's 4 for 4?
Here's Simons. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
Ugly start to this half, hitting just 20% from the field. Gotta pick it up.
Harrell. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got 3 assists tonight.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge lead with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Yep, that one goes.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Lakers.
Caldwell Pope outside. Inside. Harrell, that's good. Harrell's got 6.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has gotten them into a rhythm, and they're knocking down everything.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
And Covington sends it back. James wide open. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Rare for him to get a wide open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
And Anthony gets it to go.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
James against Hood. Drops in the layup for 2. LeBron's got 26.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Pass to Trent. Good on the shot. And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's an 18-point game. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
This has been a tremendous quarter for him. Everything he puts up now looks like it's going in.
Simons surveying the D, and he dunks it down.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Here's Caruso. Off target from outside. For Portland, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pull-up jumper. Here's Harrell. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
That one goes in.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
Caruso. No good with the triple. It'll count. And no good. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Lillard and Hood work together in the backcourt. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Cantor in at the pivot spot manning the middle. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Trailblazers trail by 17. The open shot, Lillard pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Lillard's got 21 in the game.
And if you look at the stats for unassisted jump shot percentage, Lillard is always around the top. He can drain those pull-up jumpers as well as anybody in our league.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
And the shot goes down. 23 points in the game.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Los Angeles leading by 13. Stolen by Cantor. And even 3-on-3 break. Jacks up a 3. And it's Lillard again missing.
He started off solid. Had 2 threes at halftime, but blank from deep since.
Here's Kuzma. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And the Lakers lead by 15. Here's Lillard. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Trent's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. James is checked in. Here's Lillard. It's hauled in by LeBron. James has got his 4th rebound in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And again, it's the Lakers.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Expanding upon this lead, trying to close it out. He's really stepped up. Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
And Portland making a change here. Covington's checked in. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. Covington with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Cantor dishes to Covington. That's a 2 from Lillard. That one wide left. Lakers leading by 14. James looking it over. There's 1:47 left to play in the final quarter. Clock at 6. Takes it from 10, and that one's good. Schroeder. And the Lakers lead by 16.
Very smooth with the jumper. Schroeder never looks in a hurry out there.
Lillard outside. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Lakers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LeBron.
He really played at his preferred pace, never let adjustments by the defense speed him up or slow him down.
James with it. Shoots. Misses off the right iron. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Lillard misses.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
Gasol kicks to Caldwell Pope. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Simons. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outside Matthews. Lets the 3 fly. No good. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
against them.
The bustling city of Portland. Looking now at some numbers for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George, and it's Ibaka, and it's Batum in at the 4 spot. And for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Trent in at the 2. Now Lillard after Enes Kanter's 3-pointer that didn't go. And here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. And here's the fast break. Leonard against Lillard. And he goes right over Serge Ibaka and slams it down.
Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Ibaka dishes to Beverly, and he uses the glass on the layup. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. Lillard, and that comes off the assist by Jones.
The consistency of Lillard with his consistent probing on the defense, he's become Mr. Reliable at a very young age.
Now here is George. And Batum kicks to George. Clippers moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Batum passes to George. And he overshot that one, missing.
Oh, their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now here's Beverly. 17 points for him last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And he had 2 blocks also, don't forget. I mean, it tells you what kind of presence he was for him at both ends of the floor.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Clippers trail by 4. Poked loose. Down low. Here's Morris. Cans it from short range.
And these are the type of shots Morris makes all the time. Got to D him up.
Simons surveying the D. Outside Covington. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
And that's what led them to a blowout win. Offensively, they were solid, but their defense was what really carried them.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for George. Here's Williams. His last outing, 16 points for him. And the shot is good. And that makes it a tie ball game.
Don't sleep on Williams's ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
No coverage that time.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
1:07 left here in the opening quarter.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. He looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Now here's Williams. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the pass to Kennard. Now here's Zubac. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Jackson, that's good.
And Jackson is very good at catching the D off guard, especially inside where he needs to be fast at getting that shot off.
Outside Anthony. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for Portland.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Jackson finds Zubac. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Outside Williams. Passes it to Zubac.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Here's Simons. Outside Anthony. They get it back. And no good on the last second attempt this time. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what...
this game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and Hood work together in the backcourt. Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Jones in at the three. Jackson misses. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Trailblazers. Williams with the block, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. And Portland making a change here. Trent's checked in, and a switch here also for the Clippers. Ibaka's checked in. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the offseason honing his craft. First on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career. And that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues. They just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
I mean, they were their worst own enemy in that game. I mean, they kept on shooting themselves in the foot.
Knocks it loose. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
Now, here is George. Shoots the three. Rebounded by Anthony. Portland trailing here. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Trent. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. George passes to Ibaka. Leonard attacking, and Jones sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Robert Covington's checked in for Enes Kanter. Here's George. Got a hand on it. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You better respect the interior game a little. When he gets deep inside, he forces the defense to hit him.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Now, here is George. Pass to Beverly. Ibaka. This is to George. Changes up. He takes it up and lays it in. George has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Lillard from deep three-point land. Portland no good that time either.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
George finds Ibaka. George with the ball. Pass to Batum. Lets it go from deep. And Paul George, good for the three. And it's a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And George kicks to Leonard. Now, here's George. Tight defense on him. Ibaka, the pass to George. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Back to Lillard. Looking to get back on track he is. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And once Lillard hits the ground running, he's ready to throw it down. The D has got to step in front of him to prevent that.
Outside, George. To the middle. Ibaka against Anthony. And Ibaka kicks to Beverly. Back to Ibaka. Plays it up and banks it in. Ibaka's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Nobody near Lillard. And the 3 ball is good. Lillard's got 15 points.
And you can tell Lillard loves to test his range. I mean, he's showing how confident he is pulling the trigger.
George finds Ibaka. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And George, here we go. Chalk up 2 there. 11 points in the game.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
Lillard up top, defended by Beverly. Yep, that one goes in there.
All night long, Lillard has been taking over on the offensive end. I mean, adjusting to every defense they've thrown at him.
It's all tied in Portland. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the zone. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that should...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the 5, down low. Now George, down low. And Ibaka slams it in.
Man, the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
3-pointer, Lillard. That shot is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Jones against George. The pass to Ibaka. Here's Beverly. Now here is George. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Here's Lillard. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
The shot by George, no good.
When the D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here. That's almost as easy as they come right there on that play. I mean, and give him credit for getting into position for the simple layup.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to?
I mean, there are so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, three guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Here's Covington. Great D that time from Batum.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their fourth miss in 5 attempts.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So for the Trailblazers, Jones comes in for Rodney Hood, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
So crafty when driving to the rim. Whether it's scoring or getting to the line, Lillard simply makes the play.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. Los Angeles leading by 6. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Zubac the pass to Williams. And he banks in the layup. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And just a fluid offensive talent with really a knack for getting to his spots. Williams so hard to keep up with.
Lillard scanning the floor. It's Covington on the wing. From deep three-point range, the putback, and Covington stays with it.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
George dishes to Leonard. Outside, George. This one for 3. It's good from long range. George has got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range. Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
It's good.
But it's easy to appreciate Lillard. Fantastic at powering through the D and nailing the shots.
1:05 left in the third quarter. And here is Williams. He has 7. Deflects the pass. Covington with the steal. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Lillard against Williams. Cantor trying to free himself up. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard or you'll get dunked on.
Jackson passes to Mann. And here is Zubac. He's covered by Cantor. Back to Zubac. Now the dish to Williams. And he lays it straight in. Williams has got 9.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. We'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Lillard outside. Right block shot. Here's Cantor. But they'll get another chance. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson's got the ball. Here's Zubac. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers lead by 9. From Portland. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Right now, we're playing 10. We're backing down.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Hood out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Lillard from outside trains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 26 points.
And that gives him 2 3-pointers for the game, 1 in each half. I mean, he may add to that total pretty soon.
Jackson kicks to Beverly. Back to Jackson. Dishes it to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
You can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Lillard outside. And the rejection by Ibaka. Beverly looking around. Passes it to Kennard. Here's the 3. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. Trailblazers trail by 10. Inside. And it's Anthony with the jam.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
Here's Jackson. Ibaka, the pass to Jackson. And here's Beverly. To the paint. Here's Ibaka. It's deflected.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Kanter has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Yeah, and defensively, you like to see a greater effort to change ends.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
While the shooting of Morris provides his team with is crucial, just a real valuable part of this team.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Morris. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And George is subbed in for Jackson. Kicks it out to Leonard, launches it. And again, no good by the Clippers.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him tonight.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is why they go to him in these spots. I mean, they trust his judgment and ability to score down the stretch.
Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. Down and drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you, the option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Look, I know he wants to get them back into this, but that's not the way to do it. They need smart shots, not heaves.
To the left wing. And Beverly kicks to George. Goes straight through the defender for the... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Beverly, the pass to Ibaka. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good work defensively by Jones. Lillard fires away from way outside. Portland again missing.
I mean, with all these 3-pointers he's missed in the first half, I mean, he's become a weight around the neck. Somebody tell this guy to be more unselfish.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. Anthony's checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard from outside, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got 14 points here in the second half.
Clutch is Lillard's middle name. Time and time again. This guy comes through for his squad.
And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Beverly against Lillard. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. They've led by as many as 11 points. Pass to Batum. George looking over the floor. From beyond the arc and then some. And it's an 11-point Clipper lead.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
And Cantor able to finish.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. George dishes to Leonard. Back to George. Takes a three. Lillard with the rebound. From deep. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. George with the ball. From deep three-point range, off target. So the Clippers with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg. And just about to get underway as the starting five. And you've got it on 2K Sports.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Richardson is out there with Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Trailblazers, they've got Enes Kanter. Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2-guard spot. Now, here's Lillard following the miss by Josh Richardson. Lillard attack. Oh, that was something else.
Another reminder that Damian Lillard can be explosive, and we love it.
It's stolen by Jones. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. And it's Lillard missing. And here are the Mavericks now. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that win.
Midway through the season, are teams, Brent, still trying to find their identity and evolve, or is it just a matter of building on what you've already got?
I think at this point you already know what you got, Kevin, and so what you want to do, I want to be the best at what it is that I can do, and that's where I think coaching staffs are focused right now.
Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Always nice to see Porzingis take some strides and get to that kind of glide.
Lillard attacking, and the rejection by Cauley Stein. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Lillard finds Canner. Portland moving the ball around. A 3-ball. Lillard misses. And the Mavericks with possession. Now, Cauley Stein. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. It's Richardson on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. And the dunk by Powell.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dallas. Dallas on defense. 4-point game. Porzingis with the block.
Well, you can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time.
Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Jones. Pass to Trent. Here's Lillard. Powell pulls it in.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
That's a big target in Porzingis, but he delivers.
To stop the run, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Here's Doncic. Portland making their last shot. Now the pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Cantor. Shot clock at 6. Richardson finds Porzingis. There's the triple. Headshot off. And the Trailblazers going the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to their defense in that one. The intensity, the shot blocking, just a dominant performance.
Yeah, last game was pretty impressive stuff on that end of the floor, just getting up near shooters and blocking as many shots as they did.
And that one's good. Doncic.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
It's Richardson on the wing. Back to Doncic. In the corner, Powell with it. A pass to Porzingis.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Now here's Lillard. 8 points for him. .46 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. That shot misses. Nice D from Doncic. Here's Dallas. They're on a 14-6 run. Hardaway dishes to Powell. Hammers the alley-oop through.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Cantor. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
Really heads up there. A play where you locate the best open pass and then you get it there for an easy bucket.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside Hardaway. To the inside. Porzingis kicks to Powell. Out to Hardaway. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Deep two from Anthony. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Dallas with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing.
I think it comes from being
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And, guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. James Johnson is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Dallas leading by 6. Here's Cauley Stein.
Cauley Stein doing what he does best on offense, looking to throw it down.
Right wing. Here's Brunson. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
He does that so well. At his size, he's always a threat to throw it down.
Here's Lillard. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Lillard's got 10 points.
The ability to stop there and pull up from any distance. That's why Lillard's defenders have sleepless nights.
Brunson against Lillard. Cauley Stein passes to Brunson. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 10. Cantor, the pass to Jones. Here's Lillard. It's good. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Lillard just plays with great confidence, really feeling it here and looking to find any scoring opportunity in this one.
To the middle, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
Yeah, Cauley Stein can get up there, and the guards know that, so available for an oop at any time.
Pass to Cantor. Kicks to Jones. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Up again. Hardaway trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Johnson, the pass to Brunson. Here's the lob to the hoop. Rebounded by Covington. Trailblazers trail by 8. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Hood comes in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Then for the Mavericks, Marjanovic checked in for Johnson. And it's Burke in for Hardaway. And it's denied. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Here's Marjanovic. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset. The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Well, this is the area where Cantor can really unleash his offensive arsenal. Difficult guy to defend inside.
Brunson kicks to Finney Smith. Now the feed to Cauley-Stein. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession.
Now, I'm all for the crowd interacting with the players, but not so much the players interacting with the crowd. That one, errant pass.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Here's Simons. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Using some brute force to take it strong to the rack. Cantor leaving nothing to chance.
Doncic passes to Pop. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Inside, and Cantor throws it down.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
And here are the Mavericks now. Portland making their last shot. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his third assist on the night.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Jones is checked in, and Doncic gets it to go.
An average shooter from deep, it's important that Doncic continues to work on this part of his game.
Doncic with the steal. Floats it up for Doncic. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And so it's Dallas.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. From the get-go, it was Dallas who came out strong. Now that the unicorn is healthy, thanks for joining us.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Yeah, and through the first two quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Jones, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the two guard. Now here's Doncic. Out to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Kanter. Clock at 2. Hardaway for 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. It's a 13-point game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Poked away. Doncic with the steal.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets.
Oh, that was huge!
Incredible.
Powering through on the dribble drive, Lillard has the body control to take that hit and still score the basketball.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kanter. And so here is Dallas.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
Well, he can shoot the three, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
Doncic outside. Pass to Porzingis. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. 4 on the shot clock. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Mavericks leading by 13. Finished off the break.
Pretty nice work there in the open floor. Hardaway Jr. good at running to the right spot on the court and being ready.
Here's Lillard, and it goes down 2 points. Lillard's got 20 points.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
And they go to the intentional foul. Both teams deciding to change it up. Dallas on defense. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Covington, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. And here's Brunson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Marjanovic, and the layup's good off the glass.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Lillard outside. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Cauley Stein passes to Burke. Finney-Smith kicks to Brunson. Another 3 for Dallas.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Here's Lillard. He's got 20. And the rejection by Marjanovic.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Burke finds Marjanovic.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Here's Lillard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lillard's got 22.
Feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Now here's Burke. Not a lot of room. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, you got to talk mostly about the agility that this young big has, rolling well after the screen.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Lillard with it. He's got 22. Shot clock at 5. And Lillard throws it down.
Just straight quickness. Lillard showing off the effortless blow-by.
Yo, kick it out!
Now Cauley Stein, and he makes that one. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Dallas running away with. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here, they've got Marjanovic. Maxi Kleba is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Josh Richardson, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. And here's Richardson outside, and Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 4th rebound in this one. Good, finds Anthony.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Greggy, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in, is their defensive approach.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis is coming in for James Johnson. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Marjanovic.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Yeah, just one turnover in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second half. He is not doing a good job of keeping the ball in his mitts.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Porzingis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that, or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch, with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree. Well, in the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but
yes.
I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Brunson scanning the floor. And he lobs it up.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, Lillard is fearless, able to take that hit and calmly knock one down, and one.
Dallas making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. That free throw good from Lillard. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Now here's Cauley-Stein. There's the pass to Brunson. Back to Cauley-Stein. He gets it in there.
Cauley-Stein just doing what he can right now offensively to dominate in a lot of ways.
Lillard attacking. The rebound by Iwundu.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Greg, we're seeing players take control of their free agent destiny. Do players get a bad rap for that and switching teams?
Listen, I don't know if you get a bad rap, but you're going to catch the wrath of the fan base. You think of Paul George in Indy or KD in OKC, and fans they're going to feel jilted. There's no doubt about it. They're going to feel scorned.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Mavericks.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Willie Cauley-Stein.
Well, the tone was set by him defensively tonight. Recorded a number of blocks, and that was a big difference maker, intimidating the other team.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot from past the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. Lillard's got 36.
Well, he's effective in the catch and shoot dating back to his college days. Lillard has brought that skill to the pros.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. To come. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.